Most people think angels only appear with wings, light, and dramatic moments from the Bible. But Scripture shows something far more unsettling and far more powerful. Sometimes angels don't arrive with noise. They don't announce themselves. They don't appear in visions or dreams. Sometimes they're already inside your house, quiet, alert, watching. There are moments in your life when something bad should have happened, but it didn't. You were supposed to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. The accident should have reached you. The situation should have collapsed. The danger should have touched your life. But somehow it missed you, not by minutes, not by chassis, by inches. And you couldn't explain why. That's because protection from heaven is rarely loud. You don't hear it, you don't see it, you notice the result. Doors close before harm enters. Delays happen that save your life. Plans fall apart that later you realize would have destroyed you. Psalm 91-11 reveals something most people read too fast. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. That means protection is not random. It's commanded. And when God commands angels, they don't visit briefly. They stay assigned. That's why some homes feel different. You walk in and something shifts. The outside world may be chaotic, loud, heavy, but inside, your spirit exhales. Not because life is perfect, not because problems disappear, but because something unseen is standing watch. You may not see angels, but you feel when danger can't cross a line. And here is the part most people don't realize. Angels are not drawn to houses made of brick. They are drawn to alignment, prayer, fear of God, surrender, consistency. When those things exist, Van responds not symbolically, but actively. That's why your home may feel calm even when your life isn't. That's why fear doesn't dominate your nights. That's why peace enters rooms before you do. Because before you ever notice, your house may have already been marked. And once heaven marks a place, not everything is allowed to enter anymore. Some protections you never see. Some battles you never fight. Some dangers never introduce themselves. Not because you were lucky, but because you were covered. And this is only the beginning. Once a house is covered, the signs don't appear all at once. They reveal themselves quietly through shifts you feel before you understand. One of the first signs is peace that makes no sense. The world outside can be loud. Bills, pressure, uncertainty, bad news. Your mind may be racing all day. But the moment you step inside your home, something changes. Your shoulders relax, your breathing slows, your thoughts stop fighting each other. Nothing physically changed, yet everything internally did. That kind of peace isn't emotional. It isn't psychological. It's spiritual. Hebrews 1:14 tells us that angels are ministering spirits sent to serve. That means when they are present, they don't just protect the walls, they minister to the soul. They quiet anxiety before it grows. They calm spiritual tension before it becomes fear. They bring stillness where stress should live. That's why some homes feel safe even when life isn't. Then another sign begins to appear. You feel drawn to pray, but mostly at home. Not because someone told you to, not out of routine. It's a pull. You sit down and words come easier. You open the Bible and verses strike deeper. Worship feels heavier, not emotional, but weighty. Your spirit becomes more alert in certain rooms. In Scripture, angels often appeared in places already aligned with heaven. Jacob once woke from sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." Notice his words. God was already there before Jacob realized it. That's how spiritual environments work. Awareness comes after presence. Your home doesn't become spiritual because you feel something. You feel something because it already became spiritual. Distractions begin losing power there. Noise feels uncomfortable. Certain behaviors don't feel right in that space anymore. You didn't make rules. You didn't force discipline. The atmosphere itself began to teach you. And slowly, your house stops feeling like a shelter from weather and starts feeling like a place of encounter. Not dramatic, not mystical, but alive. And when a home becomes alive spiritually, something else begins to happen without warning. Not everything feels welcome anymore, and that's when separation begins. When a home becomes spiritually active, not everyone feels comfortable inside it. And this change often confuses people. You didn't argue with anyone. You didn't push people away. You didn't announce new boundaries. Yet certain individuals slowly stop coming around. Some conversations feel out of place in your house. Certain attitudes don't last long in that environment. The energy shifts when the wrong spirit enters. And without confrontation, they leave. This is not rejection. This is redirection. Throughout Scripture, angels were often present when God was establishing boundaries. They were assigned to block, guard, redirect, and protect. In Exodus 23-20, God says, "See, I am sending an angel ahead of you to guard you along the way and bring you to the place I have prepared." Notice, the angel doesn't just protect from danger. It protects the path. That means not everyone is allowed to walk with you. When angels are active, access becomes limited. Not everyone can sit where God is working. Not every voice can speak freely in a protected atmosphere. Your home begins to filter things you once tolerated. Some jokes feel heavy. Some conversations feel draining. Some behaviors feel uncomfortable, not because you became religious, but because your spirit became sensitive. You didn't change your personality. Your environment changed your tolerance. And then something deeper begins to happen. Even when your house is silent, it doesn't feel empty. The stillness feels different. Not lonely, not cold, alive. You may sense awareness, not fear. Presence, not imagination. In the Bible, angelic activity was often felt before it was seen. In 2 Kings 6, the servant panicked because he saw enemies surrounding the city. But Elisha prayed, "Lord, open his eyes so he may see." And suddenly, the hills were full of heavenly armies. They had been there the entire time, unseen, active, positioned. That's how spiritual protection works. You don't notice it until pressure rises. You don't feel it until danger approaches. And by the time fear tries to enter, something is already standing in the way. That's why silence in your home doesn't feel empty. It feels guarded. And when a place is guarded long enough, something powerful begins to happen next. Prayer changes. Not louder, not longer, stronger. When a home is guarded, prayer doesn't echo the same way anymore. You begin to notice it quietly. When you pray inside your house, clarity comes faster. Peace settles sooner. Confusion lifts without long struggle. Sometimes, the answer doesn't take calmiest words. It comes as certainty. You simply know. Daniel 10:12 reveals something most believers overlook. From the first day you set your heart to understand and humbled yourself before God, your words were heard and I have come in response. That means prayer releases movement. Angels don't replace God. They respond to his command. And when prayer rises consistently from the same place, heaven begins to recognize that place. Your home becomes a point of response. Not because the walls are special, but because surrender lives there. Over time, fear begins losing its grip. You don't feel watched. You feel watched over. There is a difference your spirit understands. You sleep deeper. Silence feels safe. Nights feel covered. Not because nothing bad exists in the world, but because something stands between you and it. Psalm 34, 7 says, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them." To encamp means to remain stationed. Not to visit, not to pass through. To stay, that's why protection doesn't come and go. It settles, and once it settles, your home stops feeling vulnerable. It becomes a place of rest. Some dangers never announce themselves. Some battles never reach your door. Some attacks never get permission to begin. Not because you were lucky, because heaven said, "Not this house." If you've felt the peace, if you've noticed the quiet protection, if your home feels different, even when life is heavy, pay attention. Heaven never surrounds a place by accident. If your spirit recognizes this message, don't ignore it. Because some signs appear before purpose is revealed. Some warnings come before storms. And some coverings are established long before you ever realize you needed them. Your house may not look different, but spiritually, it's marked, it's guarded, it's covered